Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Women Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, guys, so how are my lovely royals doing? Let's get out our petty tea, and yeah, I gotta get right into this one. Guess what time it is once again? Oh, I know I've been talking about reading and reading rainbow and phonics and education on and off throughout my journey because while attempting to date and then wanting to give up because I just wonder like what is wrong with the male gender, but then I know they look at us and they say the same thing, but they don't realize they don't read. Okay, because I know women, we now own more homes than them, and more of us are finishing our degrees, and I see why. If you can't even read a dating profile, if you can't even take the time to read a dating profile, you have no business dating. You should not be dating. You should not be dating if you're not willing, because I know men are all physical and like they don't care. Like so many men have told me that they didn't want to date me because I have degrees and certifications, blah blah blah, and or when I do prove my case, I prove them wrong so many times. I'm not saying I'm always right, but when I have my point, I have receipts to back it up. So yeah, yeah. When I'm right, I'm right. When I'm in a discussion, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just and even when it's something opinion based, like when men say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're just complaining," but then I'm like, "Oh, no, no, no," and I give them a few examples of what had happened, and they're like, "Oh, I doubt." Then they start sounding like CK. Because remember when people said that racist stuff happened to me? Did you tell the police? No, yeah, they sound a lot like, and a lot of men sound like him, and I think that's one reason why so many people cheer him on, because the fact that it's like if everybody doesn't know, then it didn't happen. It's not true. And I think that's even with my dating life and all the racism, sexism, just stupid bigotry and trolling that I get. Most people wouldn't believe the stories I tell. But I guess, since I post a lot of them on Patreon, I'm not even 10% done. I'm not even I'm not even 5% done with posting the pictures that I have. And yes, I'm I'm frustrated, but at the same time, I'm excited. I'm excited because it proves my point. It proves my case. It proves that I've been telling the truth all these years. And yes, I'm petty. So it's frustrating, but at the same time, I get enjoyment. Especially, yeah, there are some that I forgot about. And that's the thing. There are so many that I think about because I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to do full on episodes. And whenever I get a chance to show this one, I'm showing it because I know nobody's going to probably listen to all 530 of my episodes. So whenever I can, I'm showing it. And yeah, okay, not every time because sometimes when I do an episode, I just want to tell the story and get it to look kind of pretty and post it because some of them are posted so many times already, so many times. And the way that some of these men, like men cannot handle that women are know who they want. Like a lot, that's why a lot of these men target the young girls. Oh no, okay, no. Well, if they shouldn't be targeting. Okay, young women. My bad. Yeah, young women. Some of them target young, but then they need to go to prison. So yeah, some of them want target the young women because they don't know any better. They don't know what they want. It's like we are trained big muscle, stereotypical masculinity, and the Christian girls submissive. It's like cook, clean, take care of babies, and go to church every Sunday. All that, yeah. But it's like we don't know. Like, I mean, like maybe sense of humor and or like I don't know, we know the basics, but it isn't until later on in our lives when we know who we are. And once you know who you are is when you know who you want to give love to and who you want love from. And uh being forced in that relationship with lock a key. Yeah, I'm gonna drag them whenever I can because I can and I love it. And because after all the pain and suffering these men put me through, and to the point where now I know that I want nothing to do with and like no, mm-mm. And okay, so because you got to remember, Mr. Lakaki dropped out of high school and Mr. No Heart dropped out of college. And both of them could not stand my education. Lakaki, he pretended that he loved it in order to like trick me into being his friend. Because at first we were only friends and I was only going to be his friend. But then at the taco party, I went to the restroom and it's like yeah, that's when he stole my wallet. Like, he stole three or four things from my wallet, my driver's license, social security card, and a couple other items. Yeah, and that forced me to have to go back to it or to go to his house. And yeah, you guys already know the rest of that story. And if you don't, go back and listen because yeah, I tell the whole story and stuff like that. But and then Mr. No Heart, he pretended he was somebody that he really wasn't. So he lied and wore that mask until like 3 or 6 months later, when he was like, oh, okay, now you're stuck with me now, whatever. And he already knew what my mom used to tell me. So it's like, I think he just knew that my self esteem was so low that I would be scared to be alone. And he was right. He was right. And that's one reason why now like I look at profiles like nobody's business. I act like a mixture of Scooby Doo, Nancy Drew, Murder She Wrote, Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, and it's like there's some other mystery gurus too, but those are the main ones. Yes, I do. I look at those pictures like nobody's business. Do you know how many men who yeah, they say they're Democrats, but they're lying because they want to sleep with liberal women. But then you look at their photos. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it to that because I don't want men to realize what I've noticed and how I've. Because there's one guy where I told him that I caught him, and he asked me how I knew, and I just blocked him because I'm just like, why am I gonna tell you? Because you're not going to change your political stance. You're not gonna tell the truth. You're probably just gonna switch that picture out so that you'll be able to trick women and fool them. Yeah. And that's why, ladies, be careful, investigate, and right at the beginning, right at the beginning, talk politics. Ooh, conservative men hate that because they know once they tell you their political stance, you're not going to want to talk to them anymore. They know you're not going to want to date them anymore. So either talk like I mean, you can play the game that they like to play. I mean, because if you think they are gorgeous, and you still you still you don't want that. I mean, do what they do. Talk when we first talk politics and pretend and nod and smile and laugh and yeah, do what they do. Yes, I don't sound like a Christian woman, but I've been brainwashed for so long, and so many men have tried to play with my like, especially when it comes to my education and everything like that, calling me the white girl wannabe and just like yeah, Oreo white girl wannabe and oh, they said I was a square because what kind of black girl would try to get all of this education if she wasn't trying to be white? Why would this black girl date white men if she wasn't? But then also on the white guy side, it's like, why are you trying so hard? You have nothing to prove. It's like one guy was like, you're trying to be the next Harriet Tubman. You're trying to lead people instead of the underground railroad. It's like an underground university or whatever, because you're trying to make sure all these people learn. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? I was like, you know what? That actually it's a compliment. And he was like, well, I didn't mean it as a compliment. He was like, you guys, like, I mean, you say you focus on, you're trying to make these kids learn, and it's like they're not gonna learn anything. They shouldn't learn. Blah blah blah. Oh my gosh! If you only knew some of the things these stupid idiots have said. So that's why I'm just like, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what these men have said all these years. And then they want to talk about some key in the keyhole and all this, or key in the lock and all this other. Like they say anything and everything so that they can do what they want to do. The patriarchy, they use the Bible so they can have power. They put down women, or they create rumors so the men can have power. The men can cheat on the woman. The man can have more than one woman and have as many babies as he wants. The man can do whatever he wants, but if the woman tries, or if the woman tries to have a business, no, 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 that's not ladylike. Especially, oh, she doesn't want to have kids. How dare she? But if the man doesn't want to have kids, no one questions him. They don't question the man, they question the woman. If you're not able to have children, they automatically blame the woman, even though sometimes it's the man. Mm-hmm. Everything is always put on the woman. How fair is that? And this is one, like, read the profiles. Like, come on. It's like, and I'll say ladies and gentlemen, because okay, sometimes, yeah, I mean, we got some, I mean, I don't, let me know. Do conservative women try to find liberal men? Because I don't see it the opposite. And like I think I've mentioned this in a few videos where I kept seeing videos, especially late last year, where um, conservative men were saying how they enjoy getting liberal women, and they want to capture a liberal woman because one, like, yeah, they're more fun and they're vibrant and blah 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 blah, but once I have her, I'm going to train her and teach her. And oh my gosh, it sounded like they were trying to train a dog. It's on you. Yeah, you don't want to be a dog near the Republican Party, I'll say that. But okay, this is like, and it's getting worse and worse. Like, okay, it's getting more, or it's getting increasingly worse. Yeah, because yeah, from my writing classes, I know you just don't need to use the same word over again in the same sentence. Just yes. Anyway, guys, read a profile. If you need to start watching, literally watching, reading Rainbow, the old school or the new school. Oh my gosh, the new school. Oh, it's like the host is so adorable. He is like, I don't know, he's like a sapios, like cutie, sexy guy. I like it. Like, and his afro, I'm like, okay, okay, yeah. I don't know. It's just like, I think he's adorable, and I love his smile. So I do recommend, like, if you haven't watched it, check it out. And if you have kids, check it out. So, but yeah, I don't know. He has like a heart of gold, and he's so adorable. Anyway. But yeah, go watch him. Read, or find a book. Read a book, for the love of God. Like, so many people want these quick videos, because even the booktubers, some of these booktubers keep, like, they're skipping chapters. They're skipping dialogue. They're skipping, like, I already know what's gonna happen in the plot, so I already know who did it. I already know, like, then why'd you get the book? If you're not going to read the book, why get it? If you're gonna skip chapters, and like, and I've said this in another video. I didn't post it yet. Well, I might have posted it by now, because yeah. But sometimes it's not about who did it. Sometimes it's about the why and the how and the motive of the other people around the situation. Sometimes it's about the emotions and the feelings, especially the pain and the suffering. Sometimes it's about the trauma. Sometimes you get that through the dialogue and the descriptions. And so when people want to skip chapters, you're skipping over the journey of how that person did it. But we have so many small-minded, idiotic YouTube, or okay, some of you booktubers, okay, babies, 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 because read the entire book. And like some of the people who read 30 plus book, like sometimes I'm just like, are you really getting anything out of the like? I mean, maybe this means you just need more complicated books because I need to get back on subject, so I'm gonna save these opinions for another one. But I don't know. It's just sometimes when I hear people like they're trying to read like 300 books in a year, and it's just like, okay, why can't you? It's these are like Minutemen type of books. Why can't you find a long relationship book? One book where you're dissecting and going through it and you're rereading and you're just like, oh my gosh, this book is just amazing. One where it's like you're digging into that character, and even where it's like you're taking breaks so you can research, like, oh my gosh, what about this part and blah blah blah. It's like you're looking at the symbolism and you're connecting the pieces of the puzzle and putting it together. Or even when you reread the chapter because you read it the first time, but then you read it the second time, you're like, oh, hold up, wait a minute, look at the, like, go back to chapter 3 and stuff like that. But that's just my thoughts. That is just my thoughts. Why won't, like, okay, I'll say, why won't people read profiles? Because you guys have to remember, I've only been dating men, so I only know the male experience. For some reason, women, well, okay, women write me normally because, let's see, when they find out their husbands are on dating apps and that they're talking to me and I don't know that they're married and or engaged or in a relationship. That's happened several times, which men, stop doing that. If you are taken, if you are married in a relationship, if you don't want to be with her anymore, just break up. And if you're scared because you're married and you don't want to lose everything, that's why you need to get a prenup. And also, if you told her, don't work, I'll take care, and then you got tired of her, and so, see, this is why you shouldn't have never told her to stop working. Yeah, it's like if you promise you're going to take care of her for the rest of her life, but then you get tired of her, and now you want to get rid of her, but then you don't want to give away half of what you have, you should have allowed her to have her freedom. You should have allowed her to have a job. But anyway, okay. How come, especially this year, especially like ever since, because at first the conservative men can stand me because on all of my dating profiles I say that I will not date you if you're conservative, that I only date liberal men, that I don't want yet. I say, I was like, we might be able to be friends, but that's about it. Oh no, not that's not even about, that is it. And men have been like, that's why I have so many screenshots. I can't even say 300 to 500 anymore because that's a drop in the bucket. Now that it's like if you don't even know how many pieces of evidence that I have. And it's on Patreon. Click the link and everything. It's like at the end of like majority of my episodes from now on, I'm gonna probably switch it up and everything. But yeah, my Patreon. Check out my children's books too and everything. Because yeah, I have books to help kids read, and I'm gonna do the same thing for you adults too. But yeah, it's like, come on now. I'm doing my part. I'm helping. I'm trying to help. I'm gonna have the phonics book out like, well, sometime next year. Yeah, but why do I keep having conservative men? And some people are like, oh, it's not that bad. This week alone, I'm at 30. I haven't even kept track. Like, I've halfway kept track. Like, usually once I say, oh, that's 10 today. Ooh. Oh, that's 5 today. That's 10 today. That's like, yeah. There's like, and actually, I know I'm over 30, but just like some of the days where it gets like over 5, and I'm like, okay, that's 6, that's 7, that's 8. No, okay, why? And then the next day, like I remember, I think it was Tuesday when I hit 10 conservative men in one day. Guys, find your women. It's like they made that one dating app for a reason. The right stuff or whatever. Go find your right stuff because I'm not it. I'm the wrong stuff for you. Okay, my correct stuff is a liberal man who, like, he respects, like, myself as a woman and my rights and what I want to do and what I want to pursue and my dreams and goals and opportunities. That's what I'm looking for. And also someone who is willing to learn about African American history and that understands the African American experience and does not think that Black Lives Matter is racist like my ex-boyfriend's Mr. No Heart's mother did. His mom and his oldest sister had the nerve to get on Facebook calling me a racist. And they kept trying to dog me. They it's like for some reason they decided to try to jump me verbally on Facebook. And then my ex did nothing about it. All he said was, well, you can just block my mom. She's stupid anyway. That was his response. But yeah, at the beginning of our relationship, he said he was a liberal. But then later on, it's like I think he kind of admitted that he's more of a moderate or whatever. Like, no, no, no. Okay, so you lied and told me you were a liberal so that I would date you. You lied and said you were a liberal so that I would date you. Because I remember when we had like he was playing video games, and I remember when I said that he looked at me, and then he said, "Well, it worked, didn't it?" And he went back to his video games. And I just, like he didn't know, like, yeah, it was, so yeah. This is why I say investigate, like, because that the sad part is some men are gonna lie because I did, and this is why I'm so hard on this subject because I did investigate and I did ask and I did so much, but then this like some of these men, and it's like I didn't like I talked about politics a little bit, but I didn't much because like I was still looking for like on and off my employment history, especially with my undiagnosed disability, was awful. And I was kind of working for one company, but then not, and then working for another one, and then it's like started. I met him. We weren't dating yet, but then I started working again, getting my life together, and then he would never help me out, but yeah, his car repossession, his truck broke down, had to buy another vehicle, didn't have food to feed his daughters, and then like, or for that's what the groceries or whatever, and then once a month, like, oh, can you pick up a pizza? Can you do this? Can you do that? And never shipping in any money. Oh, can you help me start this business, etc., etc., etc. It was just getting to a point where he was just using me. He was just using me. He never loved me. He loved using me. That's the only thing he loved about me is that he was using me. My car, my body, my wallet. Mm. But I asked him about his politics, and at first he would actually talk about political things with me. But then after 3 or 6 months, it stopped because he knew it was like I was a sapiosexual. I love watching documentaries and listening to videos and stuff, either about politics or business. And he knows I want to run my own business and things like that. And that's one reason he tricked me about with running a business because he was like, oh, well, I know this is her dream anyway. And she wants to save for a house and she wants to like pay off her student loans and everything. So I'm going to trick her to say I want to run my own business, and I'm going to make her spend almost all the money she saves for her business for this business. Then I'm going to tell her 6 months later that it's over and I'm not going to pay her back. I'm just going to and also part of it's going to be on her credit cards. And then the interest is going to take away every penny that she saved. Yeah, and he never even apologized. He just was like, whatever. He shrugged his shoulders and just said, whatever. Yeah. So I'm never gonna forget. Like I know that in the Bible it says forget. Like never. I'm never forgiving him for everything he put me through. Never forgiving him. And that's one reason I'm hard on some of you guys because I quizzed the mess out of this guy at first, but I didn't do. I guess now I've learned better questions. Now I know to be harder on them because, especially when some guys say I'm not political or I'm moderate, nah, because every single guy I've talked to who says that they're a moderate or they're not political, they're Republican, they're conservative. When they start talking their talk and they're like, oh, well, I'm conservatively like fiscal. Mm, no, you're Republican. No, mm-mm. Because if you actually knew what you say that you know about, you would know that, like the like with the presidents, Republicans usually get us deeper into that, and the Democrats are the ones that get us out. But the one reason why people always blamed it on the Democrats is because, like, the whenever the parties switch, you see more of the damage near the end of the last presidency and things like that, and so they always blame the like either they get the the president that fixed it gets blamed, but then the one that ruined it gets credit, and it's a hot mess and everything like that. So it's like, yeah, I'm not that great with describing it because I would need to. And yeah, I'm probably gonna. There is one author that kind of published a book on this a few years ago, and I kept saying that I was gonna buy it, so once I sell 10 candles, that might, like, when I have a list, so okay, I'll say 10 to 20 candles, then I'll get to that book because there is another book that I'm really, really excited to get. And it'll also help me with my business as well. So, but you guys, read the profiles, look at the pictures. Oh my gosh, because yeah, there's one on my Patreon where some men don't realize when they're in their bedroom and they're posing the things that they're playing show and tell, but they don't know they're playing show and tell. When you have, well, one, the a Confederate flag or and a KKK flag. Yeah, because I've seen KKK flags and they're trying to match with me. Yeah, I have a feeling they were just trying to turn me into strange fruit, but that's a different story for a different day. And it's like when men, especially when men skip the question of their political party, that's when it's like it's even now. One thing that I do kind of for fun because I'm petty and I'm pretty much given up on dating. I let them know it's like, yeah, we're not compatible, but we can talk, we can chat, and because normally they're like, why aren't we compatible? It doesn't matter. I said we can talk or chat. But I was like, no, but I don't want to waste your time. You can block me if that's what you want to do. It's fine. Why aren't we compatible? Why are you going to say that? How are you going to do that to me? It's like you shouldn't do that to yourself. We might be perfect for each other. It's like you might be talking to your husband right now. It's like, see, that's what's wrong with you women. You women just say that right off the bat. And you have no idea what you're talking about. Men forget what profiles are for. Gentlemen, men, jerks, stupid idiots, bigots. When you write a profile, people like myself, a sapiosexual, we're going to read it, we're going to investigate, we're going to look at it. Yeah. So when you say, because there's so many men who tell me, you have no reason to think that we're not compatible. And then when I say, well, your profile tells me everything. And they were like, you didn't actually read it. You didn't look at it. I was like, yes, I did. So then I started telling them like, okay, your profile says you don't want any children and or it's like you are conservative and or you want to be in a poly or short term or casual relationship and then I keep going and then they're like, well, it's like I guess I shouldn't have answered those things then. Okay, well, no, you should have answered those because if you didn't, that means you would have been hiding something that would have told me that we're not compatible. And it's like, well, You would have liked me after, and then you would have adjusted. Like, men keep wanting women to adjust to them. Thank you so much for listening to the Handy Capable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.